going to show you a card with this new stamp set from the holiday catalog called Truly Grateful. Our new wood mount cases show all of the images on the front as well as on the spine, so in case you haven't seen those yet, and I'm just going to pull out a couple of these images that I'll use on this project. Now the type of card that I'm making, I like to call a tent card. It's going to have a little bit of a unique fold. This is a piece of crushed curry cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to fold it in half like this, and when I do, I'm actually creating a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch square. So this is going to be the base of my card. I've got a couple of pieces from the Sweater Weather designer paper that's also in the holiday catalog. This piece is 4 inches by 2 inches, and I'm going to lay that right here across the bottom. And then the next pattern, which happened to be on the back of this one, is 4 inches by 1 inch. And that's just going to go right here on top of that pattern. On the seam right there, I'm going to add this tiny, tiny strip of the champagne glimmer paper. And this is 1 1/4 inches by 4 inches. And the reason that I do 4 inches a lot when I use designer paper or glimmer paper, it comes 12 by 12. And so when I make it 4 inches, I just get more out of the paper. I could certainly make it go all the way to the ends and make it 4 1/4, but then I'm not getting as many pieces out of the 12 by 12 as when I cut it 4 by 4. Or excuse me, 4 inches into columns. So here's the base of the card, and then what I'm going to do is make this the focal point. So I'm going to start with this piece. It's very vanilla, and it is 2 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And I'm going to use our chocolate chip ink that up on there, and then just stamp right onto that piece. And what I'm going to do is take a blender pen. Now this ink is not a permanent ink. It will blend with this blender pen. So you can see I'm just going over it lightly. If I go over it too much, it'll in fact blur those lines so much that you won't really be able to see the stamped image very well. So I'm just blending a little bit, and you can see that that now is a darker chocolate color in there. I swipe on my scrap paper to get that ink off, and now I can use the next color, which is crushed curry. And I've already done this a little bit. You can see I just squeeze the ink pad together when it's closed, and then some of the ink gets on the lid, and that's what I use like as my palette. So when I add the color here, I'm going to go really gently, almost tapping it rather than brushing it, because I don't want to blur those lines too much. So I'll just tap some of that crushed curry color in here on the wheat. Again, swipe it. And then the last color I'm going to use is Tangerine Tango. Did the same thing, smash the lid down to create a little palette of color. And I'm just going to pick that up and put it on this ribbon that's tied around here. And it's nice when you color like this because it doesn't have to be terribly precise, and in the lines it's something you can do relatively quickly. Okay, so I'll just swipe it like that, and then you're good to go. Put it away or use another color. The ends will be slightly discolored, but as long as it swipes clear, it's just fine. So I'll add some adhesive on the back of this and mount it onto a piece of chocolate chip cardstock that is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. And then what I'm going to do is set this on here. Now when you place this, you want to make sure that this length is not more than 5 1/2. This will fit in one of our regular standard medium size envelopes. It's 4 1/4, and our typical card size is 5 1/2. So as long as you don't make it higher than 5 1/2, you're just fine, and it'll fit in that envelope. So I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back of here and then layer it right on top. So what I like about this card is that it's a freestanding card. It can stand up like this, and you still see that focal point there. The last thing I'm going to do is take this Thankful For stamp, and I want to omit the word for. So I'm going to use the brush end of the chocolate chip marker and just go over the word thankful. Just go like that, and then I'm going to stamp that right down here on the card. So, there you go. It's from the new stamp set, Truly Grateful. Thanks for watching. For daily creative inspiration, visit my blog or find me on Facebook at Jodi Reinert Stamps.